Yeah, it's case number 585 on the calendar in the matter of Stone versus Hurtig.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Why don't you guys have a seat?
Mr. Stone, what kind of a shop do you have?
I'm a hot glass sculpture artist, so I have what's essentially a barn. It's not really much of a shop. It's actually a studio.
It's a studio for you, or do you teach classes as well?
I teach students there, I have interns, and I also do all of my work there.
Okay. The defendant came into your shop, or barn, with her 3 children. I assume those are the 3 beautiful little girls that she came in with. And it is your claim that either the defendant or one of her 3 girls broke, I assume, that piece, which is a bird bath made of glass, that, according to what I read, you had in your shop on consignment.
That's correct.
From the artist.
That's correct.
What's the artist's name?
Paul Alsing.
How long had you had the bird bath?
About 3 months, I think.
Okay, Miss Hurtig, you went into the barn
Yes, it's
with your
called the
children.
Glass Shop.
For what?
Well, they had a little sign out saying you are invited to a glass blowing demonstration. So we went in and we watched them blow glass. So after the glass blowing demonstration, he said the children were so good, why don't you please select a piece of glass from a box of pieces of glass from a shelving unit.
Do you have those pieces of glass?
Yes, in
Can I
fact,
see
I
what
have
you're
the
talking
very
about?
piece of glass that I had dropped.
This was one of the pieces of glass that you were allowed to select.
Correct, from a box of
From
rocks.
Mr. Stone was the one who told you to select a piece of glass.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
And as I was there, the girls were each choosing a piece of glass, and it's the shelving unit, the glass bird bath, and of course, the 4 of us. And the girls have selected theirs, and as I was selecting, I accidentally dropped a piece of glass. And they said, is everything okay over there? And I didn't say anything yet because I was like looking for the piece of glass I dropped. And just as they were saying, is something okay, one of the attendants came up and moved the bird bath. As he moved the bird bath and was walking away, and his attendant walked away shaking his head, no, nothing happened. But right there before me was one broken piece off that bird bath. And I'm going, oh, no. I was just so shocked.
Because at that moment you thought that the piece that you had dropped
Yes.
shattered the piece of glass.
Right.
Okay, what did you do?
I picked up the broken piece off the glass bird bath and I said, oh, no, it is not okay. And I could have left it there. I could have left it there.
I said, oh, no,
Right.
it's not okay.
Right.
You said that to Mr. Stone.
Yes, and he came there and he says, well, we'll call you tomorrow, and calls me the next day, and he says, well, I talked with the artist, and he said, well, we discussed that it was $1,000, and I said, well, there's no way I can pay $1,000 all at one time, but maybe increments of $200. So I go there and actually charged it on my card. And what was really strange, and which kind of woke me up, is I actually signed 2 carbons, one sale of a bird bath for $200. Not 1/5 the damages of a bird bath, but a sale of a bird bath for $200.
Can I see this, please?
And, this was waking me up. And, of course, my kids, I can't keep a secret from my
Okay.
husband.
Okay.
And my kids told my husband where I was because he came home. And
Okay.
And
Did you give her this receipt, sir?
Yeah, I have the original right here.
Okay.
I have the same paperwork she just handed you. I have right here.
Okay, fine.
And my husband said, well, did you actually see your rock drop on the bird bath? And I said, well, honey, no. I said, in fact, I didn't see the broken piece or my rock until after the attendant moved the bird bath.
Okay. So you spoke to your husband and you sort of decided that you weren't 100% sure that it happened.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Stone, you weren't there when it happened.
I was just on the other side of the fence.
I know,
when it
but you
happened.
didn't see her piece of glass that she was holding that fell out of her hand break that item.
That's correct. I heard the sound.
You heard sound, but you didn't see anything. So I have a couple of questions for you, sir. When you have something on consignment means you sell it, you get a profit, you give
That's
a certain
correct.
piece to the artist.
That's correct.
Right. So what was your arrangement with Paul?
50-50.
And you were going to sell the bird bath for how much?
$2,800.
Because you had a financial arrangement with her that she was going to pay you $1,000.
Right.
And how much of that $1,000 was going to Paul?
$1,000 was going to Paul, and I was going to take no money at all.
So that what you told him was, you're not going to really be out anything, because...
Well, it's going to be out $400.
Well, you weren't going to sell it for $2,800. Just because you're asking $2,800 doesn't mean you're going to sell it for $2,800.
You've shopped at art festivals before, I can tell.
So just because you're asking
Yeah.
$2,800, it's a lovely
Yeah.
piece. You weren't going to get $2,800, so you said to him, look,
She's willing to pay $1,000.
She's willing
I think
to pay
you ought to take
$1,000. I'm
$1,000.
not.
I'll give up my money. I'm really sorry it happened. Please don't take me to court.
fine. So really, whatever money you get today is going directly to the artist.
That's correct.
Because right now you're suing for $2,817. I don't know what the $17 is for, but because she decided not to pay...
Well, we had an agreement.
I understand.
We had an agreement, and she decided that she was not going to honor the agreement. I figured that meant a do-over, and I had to invest time. I had to go down and file the paperwork in the courthouse in San Diego.
You're right.
I had to come up here, 3 hours to drive up here.
You're right.
I'm out of the shop a day, and I wasn't taking any money out of the settlement to begin with, just because she claimed she couldn't afford it. She told me she was an artist. Paulie works in
Mr.
my...
Stone, don't you have insurance?
I have
When you
liability
take-
insurance.
Don't you have insurance on pieces that you take in on consignment?
No, I do not.
You should. You should. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
You should, because this wasn't an incident where her children were running around the shop and misbehaving and she wasn't supervising them. What?
Well, we weren't misbehaving.
No, I said you weren't at all. I said it's not as if you were misbehaving, because you weren't misbehaving.
Yeah.
This was just an accident because your mom dropped a piece of glass.
Yeah.
Okay? I got it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Stone, you're not...
I'm listening.
According to this note, it said... You're listening to me?
I'm listening.
You're listening? Well, I'm
loading
explaining
up.
it to
I'm
you.
listening.
If you're not putting on your listening ears, I can't help you.
And later today,
I purchased the ring in 2004, Your Honor.
For her?
No, Your Honor. I didn't know her back in 2004.
Did you ever tell her that you've had this ring since 2004?
I didn't mention that, Your Honor.